I was wondering about a comment about the experience of one way, the Jekyll language, and then the way of the compassionate observation. Okay? Okay, ladies, please, 1 second.
This scenario, what you gave, is really helpful. I think I just will write on the paper and have with me, like this correct words to think and say in the situation. But I was wondering, even like physically saying some words, I noticed in myself this sense in my body, like complete, sometimes like helpless and like, phew, and all energy gone. Like, and then like what to do? I don't know, emptiness. So I can use words like what to do with this feeling.
Yes. And that's where I want to bring you, because it is a bit of overwhelm. And sort of, I find sometimes the non-violent communication, it's an intellectual process. And then what do we do with the emotions that have come up? So this is where I would love to do more on the Ho'oponopono, because it seems maybe too simple, but it's very profound. And actually, Hugh Len, Dr. Morna Simone, she did the modern day version of it. And this is a 12-step process that you can work in sort of a prayer. And I'm going to summarize it in 3 sentences now in relation to the feeling. So it's like you have to observe that feeling. And that feeling, we don't really need to analyze it, find where it's coming from, because it's raised itself up for healing. And this is the beauty of having this awareness. It's raised itself up. And so it's ready to be let go. And the payoff is incredible, because you have something going on in one of your organs from the trauma of that memory. And when you apply this very simple principle, it gets healed, it gets transmuted. And yes, we're going to apply it now. I'm going to get you to think about those feelings, and we just sit with it for a moment. So the Ho'oponopono process is about reconciliation. It's about reconciliation, it's about forgiveness, it's about bringing resolution to it. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. It's an incredible moment of taking responsibility. So with that feeling, this is where the conscious mind, the mother, comes in and says, I see what you're feeling, because it's the child feeling that, and give it to me. So it's the child that can run around the body, for want of a better word, and find, oh, it's in the liver and it's to do with that and that and that. But she's just willing, the child has to be willing to let it go and release it to the mother. And then, the work is between the mother and the child to clean. And just, so I just find it's extraordinary, because, Dr. Moon talks about this. History is calling for reconciliation, compassion, love, sacrifice, and service. And how do we do that if we're in conflict at every moment with something or something? And actually, if you see what's happening now, because we're living in incredible times, the stuff is coming up. And if we don't have a filter system to quickly move it off through these processes, we are getting overwhelmed with it, because it has to be done now. So today's problems cannot be solved by the logic of power. And I had a comment to make about that. Because the logic of power is the old paradigm. Go to your bed, go to the bowl step, here I am again, she's always doing this. This is the old paradigm of chastising, coercion. And the power of love is a whole different arena that can allow the other person to heal within their state too. It doesn't have limits. And when I think of, sorry, I'm looking for the last one. Yes, here. Like, we don't know what love is. So what is the logic of love? And this is a biblical verse. Love is patient, love is kind. So it's like, it's active, right? It's expressed through us, this patient, kind. It doesn't envy, it doesn't boast, it is not proud. It doesn't dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And that's not easily absorbed into the body because we haven't experienced this historically or culturally. But this is what our Creator is. Mother, father, parent, is kind, patient. It's not criticizing us. And yeah, so I think Ho'oponopono is allowing this process if we can embody it more and more, then we become transmuting to, if we're willing to take that responsibility moment by moment. And I'm sorry that I can't. I feel maybe my need is to have you understand it, at least, so I'm trying to rush to say things. But it's the beginning of something. And many of you may have different modalities. The point is to grab that modality and to start using it to the point that you're driving your car. And the Ho'oponopono process has many tools, and where the child starts to trust the mother. And while you're just engaging with people, that child is cleaning, because the internal relationship between mother and child is one of trust. And so it's like the child says, "Oh, Mom, when you were away, or like when you were at your meeting and the conflict went on, I actually was cleaning on it." And people have extraordinary experiences around it. But the point is, we don't judge the results. We don't analyse. And so I just conclude with the Ho'oponopono prayer. So I have to finish it. I'm just yeah. So if you can it's just 3 sentences, but close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to go into that experience of what happened with your stress. And we're not going to judge it, we're just going to lie it there in front of us. And that feeling, or whatever residue is there, I shouldn't have said that, or the feeling that was brought up today. If it was a person, place, or thing that you had this conflict with, just relate to them. Like, the figure 8, and you're in one of the circles and they're in the other. And so we just bring its mother, father, child as one. So it's the conscious, unconscious, and superconscious. So divine creator, father, mother, child as one. If I, my family, relatives, and ancestors have offended you, your family, relatives, and ancestors, in thoughts, words, deeds, and actions, from the beginning of our creation to the present, we ask your forgiveness. Let this cleanse, purify, release, and cut all the negative memories, blocks, energies, and vibrations, and transmute these unwanted energies into pure light. And it is done. So just take 3 deep breaths now and imagine the memories and the feelings just leaving the body. And divinity is cleaning. So what that was like a window that was all haze, and this prayer has caused the divinity cleaned the window, and we can see through it, and inspiration is coming in. So just in conclusion, if I can go in internally and the result is inspiration and peace. And if I can begin to create that for myself internally, well, then we'll start to see that the external world will demonstrate more peaceful ways. So, thank you, ladies.